Welcome back, Commander players. This is Jumbo Commander with Karthus, Tyrant of Jund update. I've already made the deck. I've done the deck tech, but we have some new cards that are particularly interesting. So I want to take a little time and update this Dragon Tribal deck. Karthus, Tyrant of Jund. Let's go over what this deck is about in about 30 seconds. It's kind of one word. It's dragons. Just all of the best dragons you could ever imagine, just shoved together in one sweet Jund deck, and you just turn everything sideways. It's pretty magical. Karthus also gives all of your dragons haste, which is pretty cool. And if there's any other dragons out on the battlefield, you just gain control of all dragons. So it's dragons on dragons on dragons. Another thing that's really great about Karthus is that it's filled with so many permanents. Cards like Primal Surge, Genesis Wave, Lurking Predators, and See the Unwritten will almost always hit tons and tons of dragons. So you can kind of see the theme of the deck. It's dragons. So I want to point out one interesting synergy that makes this deck really, really fun. Descent of the Dragons basically destroys your opponent's creatures, or your own crappy creature, I guess, and turns it into a 4/4 dragon. Now let's remember Karthus' ability. When he enters the battlefield, gain control of all dragons and untap them. And Karthus gives haste. So he just steals all the dragons on the battlefield. So with an effect like Descent, you just destroy the board and get all the dragons. What an awesome 13 mana combo. But trust me, it's really fun. You can also play an ability like Death by Dragons. Give out 5/5 dragons and pretend like you're being political, and then steal them with Karthus. Sarkhan the Mad also has the ability to destroy a creature and give someone a dragon. Or you can take your stupid mana dork that isn't worth anything anymore and upgrade it into a dragon. Sarkhan's minus ability is also relevant. I should probably read it. Each dragon creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target player. So sometimes Sarkhan just goes like, hey, just kill you. But these are all some of the fun, interesting synergies involved. So let's talk about the new cards. See the Unwritten. I mentioned it earlier. We almost always have Ferocious, so getting to look at the top 8 cards and putting a few dragons into play used to be a great deal until we got Selvalla's Stampede. Same mana cost, but in this one, we have Council's Dilemma. Starting with you, each player votes for wild or free. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card for each wild vote. Put those creature cards onto the battlefield, then shuffle the rest into your library. You may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield for each free vote. Okay, you're oftentimes going to be holding in your hands dragons because they cost so much to cast. And so it really is a dilemma for your opponents. I mean, a lot of times they're going to say, like, everyone's going to vote for putting something in your hand onto the battlefield. But a lot of times you just have the dragons to put onto the battlefield. And if you're wheeling from the top of your deck, I mean, yeah, you might hit a ramp elf or something like that, but there are a lot of dragons in this deck. And in a multiplayer setting, I think Selvalla's Stampede will be way more fun than See the Unwritten. So I think this is a clear upgrade. Let's get down to it. This new spoiler card from Kaladesh was the reason I needed to make this deck tech, because this is going in the deck. This is going in dragons. It's Dubious Challenge. 3 and a green for a crazy sorcery that's causing brewers to just rack their brains to find a way to break it. Look at the top 10 cards of your library. Exile up to 2 creature cards from among them, then shuffle your library. Target opponent may choose one of the exiled cards and put it onto the battlefield under his or her control. Put the rest onto the battlefield under your control. So what people have been coming up with, what they're talking about, is using it in Modern to maybe put in Flicker Wisp and Emrakul. So you get an Emrakul, they get a Flicker Wisp, fine. They get an Emrakul, you get a Flicker Wisp. You flicker the Emrakul back to your side, even better. Okay, but we're not talking about that little synergy. What we're talking about is pure politics. You get to choose the opponent, so you can make a great friend by just giving them a creature. I mean, this can be used very powerfully. You could get out a big fatty of your own and give one to your friend, which is pretty great. But in this dragon deck, it's even better because you always have the threat of stealing the dragon back later with Karthus. 10 cards is a lot. You're going to get your choice of the best dragons in your deck, and you're going to be able to make political friends, deal with the board, have a threat maybe that you can steal back later. I think this is such a fun card to play with, and I think that we're going to find new ways to break it, but I'm just excited about the political shenanigans that go on with just giving someone a big fat dragon. That's it, guys. It's a pretty short video because all I wanted to do was focus on those few updates. I was super excited about such an interesting card coming in out of Kaladesh. As always, I really hope you enjoyed the video. Please consider subscribing and upvoting and all that good stuff, commenting if you liked it too. This is Jumbo Commander again, and I want to see you guys next time. Bye.